The First World War wasn't awful for everyone, especially for the fishermen of Hastings, who benefited greatly. However, in the years leading up to the First World War, Hastings fishermen had it hard, as you had the East Coast fishing fleets having massive ships, steam engines, and was able to catch a lot more fish, and the price of fish obviously went down as well, and Hastings fishermen suffered. On the outbreak of the First World War, the fishing fleets on the east coast of England suffered greatly, as they generally had massive and larger ships, and the Royal Navy needed these ships for the war. And on top of that, the ships that weren't taken by the Royal Navy could only go out to sea so far, because the Royal Navy were worried that the Germans would attack these fishing fleets on the east coast of England. However, in Hastings it wasn't such a big issue. However, there were restrictions. For example, the fishermen in Hastings could only sail between Beachy Head and Dungeness. Within 3 weeks of the First World War breaking out, the wholesale price of fish rose by a third, and by 1918, the wholesale of fish were 4 times the price it was in 1914. And this was beneficial for the fishermen of Hastings, because in the next couple of years, the fishermen would buy new ships, steam engines to help them catch more fish, and there's generally a lot of positivity. However, in the 1920s, there was a decline in the fishing industry in Hastings, sadly. By the end of the war, many people in the town were angry at the fishermen, and the press weren't happy, claiming that the fishermen were profiting from the war. However, the fishermen did have their own hardships as well. They didn't have as many able-bodied men, as they were off fighting in France, and also they had the fear of mines in the water.